Good evening, everybody. How are you today? It's Sharon Hankins here, live with you on Essential Stencils page, and I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff, where you can follow me at irestorestuff.com for any upcycle furniture and home decor projects. Give you lots of tips on painting furniture, but I love to work with Essential Stencil. I've been one of their ambassadors for years now, and I'm just loving all the stencils and the transfers now that they've come up with, and their beautiful stencil brushes. So I go live on their page at this time every week. You can see me every Wednesday night, USA time. Of course, I'm in Australia, if you couldn't tell from my accent. And so, just going to find you here on my laptop, sorry. I'm from Australia, and today is a nice sunny but wintry Queensland morning here on Thursday, but right now I know that USA, you're on Wednesday night, so letting you know that it's a beautiful day Thursday in our neck of the woods anyway. Hi Barb, hi Donna, Lois is here. Thank you so much for sprinkling. So those of you who know the code for sprinkling, that's just hitting that little button that says share on the live so that you can share that around Facebook land and let other people know that we are live right now, so that we can get going on a craft project. Some exciting things. Essential Stencil is having a sale right now, 25% off almost everything. Like, it excludes a couple of things, so though you will see that on the website though, but 25% of a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, use my code iRestoreStuff and save a further 10% when you use my code. So that's awesome news. Hi Patsy, Cassie's here. And hi to Olive too. Everyone's saying hello to Olive. Oh, Lynn says my son is going back to Queensland for a month. He's so excited. Wow. So maybe he's from Queensland, or he's lived there before and he's going back there. That's exciting. Yes, so we're in sunny Queensland where we've started winter. We're well and truly into winter, but as you can see, I'm still wearing a short sleeve t-shirt. I've got the doors closed, but we don't have any heating on at the moment. So we're getting away with a nice sunny day today. And so it is 10 o'clock in the morning here, and it's up, when the sun comes out, it can get nice and warm outside, a little bit cool inside, but anyway, it's bearable. Nothing like the winters in the USA. It's probably more Florida weather where I live. Oh, he received a fellowship there for a year. Oh, that's fun. How exciting. All right, so I'm going to be talking, we're doing Buzzy Bees today. I'm going to be talking honeybee sets because in that sale, I realized that Essential Stencil has actually the honeybee bundle, and I've put that link in our description of our live. They've got the bundle for sale. Let me see where I can find that now. I did see it up there before, and I just wanted to show you so that I could show you everything else that is in that bundle, because, and I've got the link right there in the description of the live that Essential Stencil has popped on there for us. But you will save with the honeybee bundle. Oh my goodness, I think I might have put a link that has Australian dollars on it. So ignore the Australian dollars. You can go, if you ever get the wrong currency, you go right to the bottom of the Essential Stencil page and change the currency there to US currency. Our Australian dollar makes things look like way higher than the cost really is. So yeah, make sure the currency is correct and you'll save on that bundle. Now the bundle includes the Buzzing Honeybees bundle includes the mini bee tag stencil. Let's see if I can find that. I think I got the right one, bee tags. So mini bee tags, and it includes the Sweet Like Honey mini stencil 3-pack, and it includes the Beautiful 6x6 6-pack of honeybee stencils. So if you don't have any of these, this is a great opportunity to get the bundle. It also includes the 2 door hanger round sets, Buzz On In. I'll be using one of these today. Actually, I might use both. And welcome to our hive sets. Did I show you all 5? I think I did. The Beautiful, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different things included in that bundle. So there's that. I was going to use the honeybee transfers today. So if some of you have those, but they're sold out. So, but if you do see the honeybee transfers and you see something that's sold out on the website, I believe that there should be a little indication there or a button there that you can say, please tell me when these come back in, and they will email you and let you know when those come back in stock. So I'm going to do a round today, and I want to show you some ideas for if your round is smaller than the round stencils, because that's often the case for me. I cannot find a round that's nice and large, because these are for 16-inch rounds, I believe. 16-inch, and my round's about 11.5 inch or 12 inches. So we've got the Welcome to Our Hive round, and that comes with a set of two. So we've got the stencil that kind of makes it go round on a sign. See, my sign is too small for the, oops, I'm going this way, too small for the design. And we've got the welcome. So even the welcome doesn't quite fit across my sign. It would come out either side. So we've got the welcome, which would sit at one side, and then you've got this that would either go on the top or the bottom, whichever way you're doing it. And then the buzz on in, I'm going to adjust this one today and make those, see those buzz letters are quite separate, spaced apart. I'm just going to put them closer together. So let's see if we can do that. We've got the buzz on in, and then you've got all these buzzy bees that can fit either side. So on my signboard, you can see it looks like two different coloured stains. Now, the true story about this is, you might have thought, oh, look, Sharon's just gone and done that purposefully for her live today. No, I did a workshop, a furniture painting basics workshop at my house here with about 6 different people. And I wanted to show them 2 different stain looks on this plain raw wood. And so I was literally just doing one with this artisan fruitwood colour, and then this is Fusion's stain and finishing oil in the colour ebony, which is a nice black. So this is an oil-based stain, this is a water-based stain. I'm going to see how my Fusion paint sticks on the top of that today. And anyway, so that's just the background behind my, sometimes I do things like this and I think, well, now why did I do that? Look, let's just make a sign out of it. So we'll do that. Let's get started. And then I have another one that we may get to. So I often just make sure I have a couple of projects here on the go in case we can get to 2. So don't forget, use my code I restore stuff for any of these things at Essential Stencil today. I also usually use some Fusion mineral paint, and you can use that same code at the Fusion link that I've got there for you in the live description if you would like a 10% off your Fusion paint too. So with our buzz on in sign, the first thing I want to do actually is, because I was just literally demonstrating this, just want to see your comments. I'm not seeing them on the phone because I have to reach my neck right underneath to see them, so I like to have the laptop beside me. Melissa says the background looks very nice. Well, thank you. I do love the dark stain, so you can see the grain of the wood through that. I've done tabletops with that stain with black base of a table and then do the stain on the top. Looks lovely. So what I thought with this funny little blended bit, it's kind of a little bit messy in the middle. You could just leave it like that. But what I thought was we could add this buzzword. I don't think I've even used this stencil yet. So this will be fun. So we've got the buzz, which if you did have a 16-inch round, a nice great big round, it would be great for that, because you would generally put the buzz on in up the top perhaps, and you could put the pattern of the bees. It doesn't matter if it goes off there, or you could put them on the top, or you could put that in the middle and do a few here and a few there. Or you could use this entire bee pattern and repeat it for the entire background and fill that out and then put your buzz on in there. So what I thought today was we'd use some bright yellow and create a bit of a what am I trying to say? A bit of a line across here so we could have buzz on in right across. I might even leave off the on in and add that down separately and just make room for the buzz. Now, of course, I will always try and just, make things work. So I'm going to bring these stencil letters all in together so it says buzz a little bit together. But I want to tape it off and colour this middle section. Pam says she's watching from AL. Is that Alabama? I just did this stencil a couple of days ago, Pam. That's awesome. So I'm going to use about that much tape to just tape off that area. What I'm doing is just getting the length right first. I'll get this length happening here. And I want to look at around about the middle of the sign. It's going to be a bit tricky. Hang on. I want to do this at the same time as actually I'll just put it across there like so. So now I can kind of see where it will be. If you're not understanding what I'm doing just yet, all will be revealed. It'll all fall into place, I'm sure. Okay, so there's my taped off area. Hopefully it's straight. Well, it's straight according to this line. I'm not sure if it's straight according to the grain of the wood, but we'll see how that works. So there's one, and I want to try and make this as even as possible. Hang on. I'm doing this upside down so that you can see it right side up. And I'm going to use the bottom words here on the black probably. Oh, the Zs, because the Zs are kind of a little bit wonky, they're wonky letters on purpose. And so it's a bit tricky to tell where to put this. I think that should do it. Oops, there we go. Oops. Let's see, stand up so I can kind of get an eyeball down to see that that's looking good. Okay, so if you missed it earlier, Essential Stencil has 25% off sale going on their website right now. So that'll fit our word buzz when I can get it all collected together. I did want to also mention these gorgeous brand new brushes. Now these are brand new Essential Stencil brushes that are domed soft bristle brushes. Oops, sorry. And they come in this cute little Ziploc bag. And look, we also have the detail brushes back in stock, and they also come in this, it's like a little pencil case. Cute little Ziploc bag. So the detail brushes are back in stock, but I wanted to tell you about these. They're gorgeous. I used a couple last week. They are so soft. I think I'd like to use them as makeup brushes. So they're soft domed brushes. They come in 4 different sizes. And what can I tell you? I was going to mention that these are not included in the 25% off, but they are brand new to Essential Stencil, so don't miss out on the first lot of those. And I'm pretty sure they all would have ordered plenty because they're going to be so popular. I love them. I used some last week, so go check out my live from last week to see what, or I may even use them again today. Okay, so I'm going to do this whole section in this bright yellow. It may need a couple of coats, so we'll have a look. Yes, Joyce Ann says, I think the sale goes till midnight Friday. I think so too, but when you go to the site, it'll have a big banner across the top saying 3 days to go or 2 days to go right on there. So let me see. It says 2 days and 3 hours and 48 minutes left, guys. That's how long you've got for the sale, 25% off. Oop. I'm just using a small brush to go in the center here and create this nice yellow line. And I do want to use nice long strokes to make a nice even, I think I will need a couple of coats because we're doing a bright pigmented color on a dark background there with the black there. So when I want to do these edges here, I want to, like where the painter's tape is, I don't want to bring my brush towards the painter's tape. I want to kind of move it away so that it's not going to bleed under the tape. And there are ways of doing this probably even better if you have the time to put down, a clear coat or something underneath there to stop while you've got the blue tape on, you would put a clear coat and then you'd come back with your yellow, and that will stop that bleeding going under. But this is another way of doing it, is just making sure your brush goes in this direction, and then you can do your nice long strokes either way. And I will get those edges too, so we'll make sure that just have a little bit of a rustic look about it too. It doesn't have to be fully covered, you know, it's up to you. You can sometimes make things look a little bit more industrial or rustic if you leave that a little bit see-through or opaque, whatever you want to say. Well, I do have a lot on my brush. I might just go over this like I did the other side, coming in towards the centre so that I don't get that paint bleeding under the painter's tape. Then I can go back and forth a little bit more like this to create those nice long brush strokes with the grain. And again, going over here, getting this side done. Hello, Mitzi. I'm just using a regular paintbrush. This is a Klingon S30 brush. And it's a short-handled brush, so they're great for doing bookshelves and things, so you don't have the long handle that might bump into the top of the shelf. So yeah, there's my first coat. So I could have that a really solid colour, or I could just leave it that opaque looking colour there. I probably will do a second coat. So I'll just pop my brush in a little plastic bag and pop that aside. I'll just hit that with the hairdryer for a minute. And let me know in the comments what you're working on as we're crafting today. Some people love to just craft while they watch our lives. I'm so grateful for you all being here. Good afternoon, Rosie from California. Yes, it's a really pretty yellow. This is Fusion Mineral Paints colour Little Star. Little Star, and it's a gorgeous, nice, true, bright yellow. Primary colour sort of yellow. So hopefully this would have sealed that along the edge of the tape there enough to it's not going to bleed under the tape. Vanessa, you're not doing anything right now, just watching. Oh, Bonnie's painting an ornament. Christy's eating popcorn. That's a classic, watching something and eating popcorn, isn't it? The lightning bugs are starting to move around, Bobby. That's so beautiful. We don't see lightning bugs in Australia, but I remember seeing them in the USA when we were there, and it's such a beautiful sight. So do they only come out at certain times of the year? What is it there? Fall going into... No, sorry. No, you're spring going into summer. Are you in summer yet? I don't know when your date changes. Ours change on the 1st of the month of, like, you know, our 1st of September is spring. The 1st of June is winter. We don't have, you know, different odd days. We just like, you know, that's the date that we call it spring, summer, autumn, winter. All right, so that's fairly dried there. Oh, Sandy, you painted your pool deck today. That sounds like a huge job. Sounds like a good summer project. And I'm guessing, guys, are all the kids off school at the moment? You're on, you know, summer vacation mode over there. So I would think maybe there's quite a bit of crafting going on these days. Or maybe not, because you're busy with the children, grandchildren, whatever you have going on at your place. So just going over with another nice quick coat, and now you can see that that colour really is solidified now. So we've got that black stain well and truly covered. Oh, hello, Olive. What's going on? Just letting us know she's here. Okay, so the kids are all just getting out of school for the summer. How fun. And Maria's asking, is it okay to use regular acrylic paintbrushes for stencils? Does it make a difference? And what is the best kind of brush to use when stenciling? Okay, so we'll go over that in a minute. But these, this is just an acrylic or synthetic bristle brush. You can use, I don't think it matters so much the bristle and whether it's natural or synthetic or whatever, but you do want soft bristles. So I do have Essential Stencils stencil brushes here. They come in a pack of 4. Let me see if I can find all 4 of the sizes. 1, 2, 3. Where's the other? Is that the other one? 3/4 inch. Nope, I've got one of those. I think it's 3/4, 5/8. Maybe the 5/8 is over here. 1/2 inch. There it is. So those are the 4. So yeah, you can use my code on those as well and get 10% off. I don't know that those are included in the 25% off sale right now. But yeah, it'll say on the website. And Rosie says we'll be officially in the summer on the 20th. There you go. School's out in Mississippi also. Yes, so it probably, the main thing with brushes is the stencil brushes is, as you'll watch me stencil today, you'll notice this is a very flat top. It's round, it has a flat top, and it's great for straight up and down. You'll just do a little swirly motion on there. Some people like to just pounce the bristles. I find I get better coverage, but the key to having good stenciling is to offload it all on the brush. But if I was to use just a regular paintbrush like this, the bristles, you would have to, I have done before, used a sort of an oval brush and rubber banded all the bristles together and tried to do it that way. It's a little bit more awkward, but these Essential Stencil brushes, they just make that super easy. And then with these brand new domed brushes in that brand new brush set that I was telling you about, they're really packed together tightly and they give a really nice smooth finish to stenciling also. Okay, let's remove the tape and see how that turned out. Nice crisp edges. I'm pretty happy with that. And again over here. So there you go. We've got a nice crisp edge to work with for our stenciled sign. I'll just have to... Yeah, Sandy says you'd like to try the new brushes. They are on the website available for purchase now, so that's exciting. Yes, and there are gift cards up for grabs or up for winning at the end of our live today. Essential Stencil will choose 3 lucky winners at the end of our live to receive a $20 gift card from Essential Stencil. All right, so you can either use Buzzy Bee transfers if you have those, or this is I'm using all things from the Bee bundle, which is also 25% off. So not only do you get the bundle savings, you get the 25% off, and you get my 10% off with using my code. So that's fun. All right, so these, we can put the bees up the top here or down the bottom. What have we got on our beehive? See, I could use some of these beehives on the top of here also. But let's get these words sorted. So I will have to bring these in. So should I start with the outside one? I haven't really thought this through, guys, just letting you know, full transparency. I think I'll use the colour Coal Black, which will go nicely with our black stain down there. Iowa Hawkeye colours, there you go. Now, I don't even know what team that is, but I'm assuming, what sport that would be, but you have to fill me in. I'm from Australia, so I don't know all the teams. I do know some though, because my husband's American and follows at least the football, so watches the Super Bowl every year. So this is the 5/8 inch brush. Now, someone was asking about brushes and what the best brushes to use are, and I know that a lot of people here in the chat will confirm that Essential Stencil brushes are some of the best stenciling brushes they've used. So if that's you and you have used Essential Stencil brushes and compared them with others, let us know in the comments. I think I will just start with this B and then I'll add the Z. Z? See, we say Z in Australia. It just sounded weird to my head to say Z, but it's funny how I translate my words as I know that I'm talking to a US audience. It's funny. All right, I'm going to put my B over here. I don't know why we say Z. Why is that? Although Australia is starting to use a lot more American isms in their language. And I need to put this on in separately, so I'll just remember to do that. Yes, they're the best brushes, lots of people confirming that. Okay, so what I've done, I forgot to explain, I've offloaded as much as I can of this black. In fact, it looks fairly dry. I'm hardly getting any paint on my hand. Now I can do a swirling motion on this letter B and fill in all of those gaps. And the reason I'm not getting any bleeding, I won't get any fuzzy edges, is because I've got hardly any on my brush. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and forth in that area. Could go over this with another coat. I'm being careful with this B because those little bridges on the stencil are quite thin, so we just have to be careful of that. You can also sort of pounce and wiggle your brush. So I don't want to do the U and that just yet. We're going to, first of all, I'll do this Z on this side because I want to make sure that it is going to be evenly spaced, and then we'll space out those two center letters equally, as evenly as I can. So we've got buzz on in. Okay, again, I dipped my brush, offloading it here. Elizabeth, you've got both of the brushes. You're meaning the, you've got the stencil brushes, and then we've got the fine detail brushes. See the tiny points on the end? They're all different, and they have different sizings on here. And these are detail brushes. So if, for example, you wanted to fill in those little bridges, I'll show you the gaps for the bridges in a minute on some of the letters. That helps the letters stay together when we're stenciling. If you wanted to fill those in afterwards, you can with those little tiny detail brushes. Okay, so there's one Z. Now, I'm going to just go over, while I've got this here, I'm just going to go over this with a second coat because it's probably, yeah, it's dry enough now, and we'll just get that a little bit more solid. Okay, we've got a buzz. And now we can add these in the center. Oh boy, I want it to be even. I should have brought a ruler. I might just have to eyeball this. I kind of feel like that's a good... Would you mind passing me a ruler? Thanks. Tori's home today, so she's in charge of Olive. She's trying to do uni at the same time, but I will measure it just to be sure. Maybe I think my eyeballing will be fine, but what have we got? I'm sort of looking at centimeters here, so we've got 16 centimeters in between the B and the Z. Then I don't know, guys. No, it's too confusing. I'm just going to just eyeball it and guess that the Z will go there and the U will go around about here. Let's just do it. Trust me. But if you'd like to measure it, go right ahead. Yes, yours didn't, Charlene, so maybe they've just switched this out. So if yours didn't come in a Ziploc bag, they've only just brought the Ziploc baggy things in. So if you did happen to get a second set, I'm guessing that they might come in those. So they've only just sort of introduced that packaging, which is a great way to sort of have recyclable or usable packaging, you know. Essential Stencil's always improving their stuff. It's great. Okay, a little bit more on that. Oops, I just missed that comment now. I can't find it. Hang on. How do you know what size brush to use? Sharon is asking. Let me see if I can just change this a bit so I can see your comments. and scroll back. With the detail brushes, what's the trick to not having a noticeable line when filling in? Kathy's asking. Yeah, that's a good question. It is a bit tricky. You will probably get a more noticeable line if the stenciling itself is a bit, you know, opaque or not as solid. I do try with my detail brushes, if I do want to fill in that line, I try to, similar to stenciling, I try to offload a little bit of that of that brush as well, of the detail brush. I try and offload that. You sort of want to match the filling in of that there. So we've got nice solid lines. I'll just bring that up a little bit closer so it's, you can see that there's no bleeding under the edges. We've got nice crisp lines. Now I'm just going to put this Z right in the middle there. I could just use the same Z so I didn't have to wash off an extra letter, but it's all going in the sink anyway. Use that to line it up. Does that look right? I think we've done well. We've got it sort of all evenly spaced. Now I just want to be careful not to hit that little dot from the I on the word underneath, so just do that. And then we'll go over. Oops, don't have much on my brush. Oh, I flitted from one comment that I was answering and forgot the other one that I was going to. Oh, Brenda says you put a dot first, then smooth it out. That's a good idea. How do you know what size brush to use? That's right, Sharon's question. For the stencil brushes, I sort of go with the size of the lettering. So I probably could have used an even bigger brush on this lettering because it's fairly large. But I usually sort of go by that. But see, because I've already got this black on my brush, if I was doing those letters also, I'd just do it all the same. Then this large, really large brush I use for the large stenciling. I actually did a video on what size brushes to use that's somewhere on the Essential Stencil website, maybe like when you order or when you do order stencils. I think they've got a link there to a video about that. What are you doing, Olive? You trying to get my microphone cable? Nope. Nope. All right, so nice crisp edges around there because we've got hardly anything on the brush. Oops. Oh, I can see a little area where, because I didn't leave it dry fully before I did the second coat, it starts to pull off, because I'm doing it on a painted background, it starts to pull off that first coat. So I might leave that just dry a smidge. I can hit it with the hairdryer. Let's get back to some of your comments, because if you do have questions, yeah, Donna usually eyeballs things too. Yes. Sandy says, I would put bees on the top and on bottom in yellow. Yeah, I want to put that on in yellow. And I could put bees on the top, or I could put beehives, so I could switch it up a bit too. So you need to make sure that first coat is very dry before you put your second coat on, because every now and then, if you're not doing it on raw wood, where the paint just soaks into the grain, and you're doing it on a painted surface, you might get some of that pulling off. I can probably show you. You may see this, that's just a little bit more yellow peeking through here and here, where that second coat started to bring away the first coat. So I'll just dot my brush in there again, offload that. And now we can go over it with a nice solid coverage coming through. And it's even more solid than the other one here, so oops, I've got a little piece of hair on the edge there. So I might do this other Z because the coverage is looking a bit more solid on the other one. ZZ. There we go. Got to make them all look the same. Okay, so there we go. We've got the big buzz. Now we could add the stencils down the bottom. Olive, leave it, leave it. We could add the bees in yellow. We've got also got our other welcome sign that is in the same bundle if you wanted to get the bundle. Let me just pop this in a wet cloth. We've got the hive going on down here too. I may only get one sign done today. I was thinking I might get two, but this is taking a bit more time. So this one is called the Welcome to Our Hive sign. It's perfect for door hangers. You can see the example here. You can put the hive above and below the welcome sign. Oops. So I'm just going to see if I can use some of this hive today from this one to add to my sign here. But I wonder if we do put that hive down here. Oh, look, there could be room for that on in. Right in here. There could be. We could just sort of, yeah. That yellow would look good there. So let's give that a go. So even though it's coming off the edge, we've got one bee here that he looks kind of cute. We can still make those hives go right up next to that. And then we can put the bees flying above here. Where's our yellow? Did I have yellow? Oh, I just used the other brush for yellow, so I'll do need another brush for this one. So let's grab this size. It's a 3/4 inch. So yellow, bright yellow coming up. Oh, Christy says buzz on into our hive. Oh, that's a great idea. So Christy's suggesting we go buzz on in, and then to our hive could also fit there. It won't fit on my sign, I don't think. It could be a little bit too much down the bottom, but let's see. That's a great idea. I love that. So if you are doing or combining these two door hanger signs, that could be an idea for you too. So if you were doing a larger round, so mine again is about, I think it's 11 inch. Let's see. Oh, 11.5 inch. Whereas the sign stencils are designed for 16-inch signs so that you've got a nice edge around here. But that to our hive, buzz on in to our hive, it might just fit on there. They are different fonts, so, but if you like that, that would be a fun idea. I love it. Great idea, Christy. All right, let's go ahead and do the yellow with our 3/4 inch brush using Little Star. Now the black I used for the sign was coal black, which is a nice true black if you're looking for a good furniture paint. You can use any acrylic paints. I just use the Fusion Mineral paints because I have them on hand, literally, because I'm a retailer for these in Australia, and I paint furniture with them. It's a really excellent furniture paint, or home decor and things like that. I'm actually just going to hold this with my hand, and we will go ahead and do a nice round swirly motion on this. And with this one, I don't know if I want to do a second coat. I think I'll just leave this as a nice little rustic version if it turns out a little bit more that you can, you know, it's almost like it's kind of fading in bits and pieces kind of a look, if that makes sense. Yes, Debbie says I love to combine different stencils, and Christy agrees. I know. Great ideas. I love the ideas that come in our comment section too, so it's so valuable joining our lives here. We're here every weeknight, 7 p.m. USA, I think it's CST, or so it is fading out right here in the middle. I'll just go over that a little bit more, but as I said before, I think it'll give it a little bit of dimension to just kind of leave some of that a bit faded in and out in different areas. Oops, now this is an example of what happens when you have a little bit too much paint on your brush. I will show you what that bleeding looks like. So if I have a close look here, I'll show you my happy little accidents of how not to do it. So I've obviously got too much paint on the brush there. You can see we've got a little bit of fuzzy edges happening and they're not nice and crisp lines, and a little bit more over here in that area there. See that? That's how you get bleeding underneath the stencil. If you have just a little bit too much on your brush, I was getting too carried away. I didn't offload enough. And so to fix that, it's really tricky to fix it. If I wanted to, I could get a little piece of sandpaper once it's dried and kind of go in there. You could sand it right off if you wanted to and start again. Or you could get your fine detail brushes and one of the fine detail brushes and just, you know, fill that in with black, I guess, but that's a black stain. So, or you could just go, look, it is what it is. It's a handcrafted project, and just leave it go. Let it be. Pardon the pun. Pun intended, actually. Okay, so let's have a look at these Buzzy Bees, which we probably want to do these yellow as well, right? I think so. Don't forget our on in. We will add that in a minute. Let's see. I probably might need a bit of a shadow behind that because it is going to go over the top of one of these. So let's give this a go. We'll add the bees up here. We're just going to add this pattern. Maybe we could make that black. I don't know. Will the yellow still stand out? You could even add those bees, you know, over the sign, over the words. I think that would even work. Do you want me to try that? Add them over the words. You could turn it this way, you could turn it this way. What do you think? You would do black, yes, black. That's me, leave it alone. Love the bees. Yes, do it, Brenda says. You think I should go all over? Because you will still see that, but unless I went black. If I went yellow, I couldn't do black if I was going to just go all over. Dash is black and the bees yellow. Oh, yeah, we could do that too. That would make it a little trickier. I want to try and get this bee across here. I could do it that way, or I could just leave it at the top. How about white? Sandy, if I brought white out, I could do that. Maybe I could try white. Yellow. Maybe I'll do yellow. Tori, could you get me some white paint, please? In the fusion, down on the ground, in that black box. Just anything that looks white. I could do white. What do you think? Brenda said, get them, Olive. Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her. You would leave it at the top, Evelyn. There are so many options. I know. We could do a whole bunch of different options. There should be like a casement white, maybe. If not, just any white. Any white you see is good. Yeah, that's fine. Creamy white's good. What have we got? Cobblestone. Plaster. It's like a creamy white. Or yellow. What do you think, guys? Leave it at the top. White would stand out on top of the black letters. Yeah, they would, wouldn't it? Love the bees. I do like the heart bee trail. Oh, there's a heart bee trail. There is too. Well, if I did this, oh yeah, we could see it there. But if I did it at the top, we'd leave that bee trail in there. Oh, how many think? What do we think? Just on top, black on top, black on top. There's a few of those black on top. Maybe we'll just do the black on top. Try the white, Maria says. These in yellow, black or white dashes. Oh my goodness. Let's do it just on top so we can fit this little heart thing in there. And I feel like there's no other white here, so maybe black would be the option for trying to do that trail. Let's see if it works, if I can do, let's see if I'll try and do the bees yellow and the dashes in black. Decision made. And we'll just leave it on the top here and include this little heart trail. Someone suggested, oh, we've got that going off there. So let's kind of make that go like so. Okay, bees yellow, coming in. B, B, And some of the bees, or some of the designs when you're doing it this way, will go off the board, but that's okay. It gives it that unfinished look as if it's, you know, there's still a design going around over the edge. I don't mind that. So that's all the bees we've got there, and let's try that black. I'm just keeping my hand steadily in place and being careful not to bump it, although it looks like it's shifted. Offloading the black again. And just making sure that's all lining up in place. Please don't let me forget these extra little words down here. I don't want to forget that. Oh, I feel like I might have a bit too much on my brush. Evelyn says you've got a black round. I wanted to do bee transfers because I'm afraid the yellow would not show up. Oh yeah, the yellow will definitely show up nicely. Okay, now I haven't taped off. If you wanted to, you could tape off, you know, where the bees finish and where the dashes start. But I don't mind it kind of blending into each other, just as long as this part doesn't, you know, get into the bee next door. Got our heart going here. Okay, moving around to this one. And here we go. I think we've got them all. Lift that up. Oh, I think I like that. That's cute enough. Works well. Now, what was I thinking? I think I was trying to think how to do this on-in bit down here. Buzz on in. You love it. That's great. And I might, just because this goes over here, I'm going to use whatever I've got left on my brush here that was black. I'm going to use that just to create a bit of a shadow. So it is a stain, so it will stand out a little bit more solid on top. But the reason I'm creating a shadow behind it is because I want this to be yellow. So we do the shadow first, the shadow layer first, so that it stands out against this yellow here, because the words actually extend to those two honeycomb beehive things. I want to get this little dot down into that bit. All right, that's around about where I want it. So I will use my black that I've got on here and just, oh, I don't have much on there, so I will add a little bit more and offload it again. So we're just doing the words on in, and even though it's black on black, it probably will stand out like a bit of a shadow when we do our yellow over the top. Okay, so the idea of this is to create some depth, and it separates the words from the yellow here because we're doing yellow on yellow, and we want that little bit of separation so that it stands out. Shadowing is a really great way to kind of make things pop out, makes it look a little bit 3D. So I'll lift that up to show you. Now, it won't make sense just yet, okay, because we haven't added our yellow on top. But see how the letters are now over here, and you can see them over there, and you can faintly see them there, which may or may not matter when we get the yellow on. I'll just hit that with the hairdryer. But this might be an idea if you're finding something that you just want to use that same colour, but, you know, you've got to add a bit of a shadow to make it pop out. Oh, thanks, Brenda. Okay, so now we grab that again. Where did it go? Here it is. Now we want to do our yellow, not exactly on top of the words. We want to shift it slightly up and slightly across so I put it on exactly, then I shift it so I can line it up, and I just shift it like a millimetre up and a millimetre across. It doesn't matter which way, but you just want that black is going to create a shadow underneath. Okay, so I've grabbed my yellow now. You can tape this if you want to also, so I could just put a bit of tape up here, a little bit of tape on the bottom, making sure it's not too sticky so that it doesn't lift off your painted project. And now I can go over this with that yellow, offloading it again on my piece of cardboard. Michelle's asking, will I seal this? Yes, I will seal it in, usually with a tough coat sealer. Fusion has some beautiful tough coat sealers in a matte finish, a gloss finish, and then they also have a pearl metallic paint colour that you can also add over for a shimmer colour as well. So that's a beautiful thing to do. Okay, I think I've got enough yellow on my brush, but we'll see. Oops, I don't want that bleeding under again. Oh, feel like I've got a bit too much on my brush. It's really standing out there now. So now our yellow should stand out apart from this yellow here, because we've added some black shadow underneath, and hopefully that will make sense when I show you the finished product. So don't forget to hang out here till the end, and also in the 24 hours after we've gone live, I believe that Essential Stencil picks another winner if you comment the word live after that time. But we will be giving away prizes, gift cards to 3 lucky winners after our live just now today. Okay, so here it is, the big reveal. And oh, it's separated it a little bit, but we've still got a little bit more white up here. But you can kind of see, oh, it didn't work out as great as I wanted it to actually. But it's probably because these top areas still have that in there. So maybe you could do yours a little differently. It might be that I will need to go over with maybe, oh, I didn't use those brushes that I was going to use. Oh, I did use the new brushes last week, so you'll have to go back and check on that live. I could grab this black brush and do a little bit more of an outline around the outside on here as well. So let me just do that and give you a bit of a demo and hope that it works out, because I haven't done this. So I'm just going to offload a bit of that onto here, and I just want to go around here because I want that to show that it's separate from the bee honeycomb. So hopefully that helps. It's almost like it's got a shadow on top, which is not ideal, but maybe that makes it pop a little bit more. And then let's see if I need to do that on the other side. Maybe a bit here. Dragging the brush back through the paint kind of helps the bristles go back together if they're kind of coming apart. And I'll just do a little bit, oops, a little bit here. You could use a tipped pen as well. I think that might be enough. Anyway, you get the idea. You could use a completely different colour, or you could extend this yellow and do it. You know, we could have done yellow down to there, but that gives you an idea of some different options, and you can try all of the above, or you could try something different for your own sign. So, but that shadowing technique is great for a whole bunch of different things. We could have even done it on here as well. So, let me just see if we can pick some winners now, because it is almost time. It's almost the hour to do that. So if you missed it earlier, I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff. My name's Sharon Hankins, and I love being an ambassador here for Essential Stencil. So here's some ideas that you can use using the Buzzy Bee, what did they call it? Buzzy Bee Bundle or Buzzing Bee Bundle or something or other, which is all on sale on the Essential Stencil website, and they're 25% off sale. That you've got another, what did they say, 2 days left to order from. So 25% off pretty much everything except those brand new brushes I showed you. These nice soft tipped brushes, but if you do want some of those, you want to try them, add them into your cart, and you get your 25% on all the other stuff. Add my code, I Restore Stuff, or use the link that's right there in the description of our live. And we are going to say congratulations to our winners. So let me see if I can see them. I can't see them on there. Maybe they haven't pinned them to the top, but I can see you all saying congratulations to the winners. So that Buzzing Bee bundle comes with 5 different stencil sets, and so I've shown you just 2 out of the 5. It includes the mini bee stencils on there as well. Yeah, it did help, I think, a little bit to see it better. Buzz on in, so that you've got that there. New comments. Oh, I can't see the winners, so I can't read them out. Hang on, let me see. I can. Here we go. Linda, Kathy, and, oh, how do we see that? Lethe. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but that's beautiful. Linda, Kathy, and Lethe. I'm probably saying it all wrong. But congratulations to those people. You've won yourself a $20 gift voucher that you can spend at Essential Stencil. So please, everyone, take advantage of the 25% off this week, the next few days, couple of days, 2 or 3. Oh, there you go. Lethea. Congratulations. That's awesome. So glad you won. All right, I'll see you next week for another DIY Live. Bye.